All right, we're back. Episode, what, 17, 18,
Yeah,
17? Okay, and this is the CONCACAF episode. Originally, it was going to be the CONCACAF Champions League, but I was corrected earlier that there's more than one thing going on. I was just literally minutes before hitting record introduced to to CONCACAF League. So pardon me for being ignorant throughout this whole episode. Anyway, hello, Jessica, president of Bytown Boys. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Brendan in the whip on the way to work. And then, of course, flatmate Stefan in the other room. How are you doing?
Surviving.
And this week's guest comes to us from Connecticut. Is it Hartford?
Not specifically in Hartford, but the team is from there.
Okay. So, he is one of the gentlemen. He's been to Ottawa before. Has his podcast Between the Sticks, which also just learned minutes ago. And we're really excited to have him on, and thank you for your time, everyone. Please give it up for Peter.
Yay.
All right, so we have our
How's it going?
start. Good. So we have our starting 11 as usual. Everyone gets a chance to answer, and then, then it's just mayhem after that. Cool? All right. So we'll get Stefan to kick us off on the first question, and it's an honest question because it's written that way. Is CONCACAF Champions League actually worth watching?
TV rights wise, no. But if you care about the whole competition, what it means, how it's supposed to be set up, then yes, you should watch it. But due to what they're trying to do with the Club World Cup, which is if you win the CONCACAF Champions League, you go there. I don't know anymore. So it's a hit or miss situation. So I'm just going to say not really. Unless your team's in it, I don't really watch it.
Jess?
I've never really cared, so I've never watched any of the games at all. So my answer is no.
President doesn't give a shit. We've heard that one before. All right, Brendan.
Hey, it's differently down here.
You're talking to a fan group who mostly supported USL side, so you can't complain about the quality of play at least. But I think Steph was kind of right when it comes to TV rights and stuff. It's all over the place. But of course, it's worth watching if you like football, and if your team's in it, then hell yeah.
Cool. And Peter.
Well, it's interesting because the whole thing about CONCACAF Champions League especially is the ongoing battle between who's better between Mexican clubs and MLS clubs. So that's really the big reason for people to watch it, is to see what that barrier is between, it's almost a litmus test for MLS clubs every year. And even though it comes at an awkward time, like right before the beginning of the season, so it's kind of more preseason than anything else, it still has a bit of an importance down here. But it would just be nice to see more clubs from other places get in the fray.
Absolutely,
Amen.
man. All right, and next one, I'll get Brendan to start off. So in your opinion, was it fair that the Canadian Premier League was only awarded 3 spots in the CONCACAF League? So this is a chance to maybe be in Champions League later. So your opinion on that?
So the fact that they only gave, who was it, Hamilton, Edmonton, Winnipeg, they only had the 3 teams have a chance to even just go to Champions League and to go to CONCACAF League, I think is a joke. All teams were there. They all should have had a somewhat equal chance. I understand why they did it, but no, every team deserved a chance, and it was kind of bullshit if you ask me. If they did that to Ottawa, I would have lost my fucking shit.
Mm-hmm. But were they assigned 3 teams or what?
It was the record between those three teams who had the best record by
Okay.
the halfway point of the season went to CONCACAF League.
Oh, okay. Cool. Steph.
Yeah, same with Brendan. BS. Yeah, I understood they're bringing the new system, but they should have been going, hold on, this league just started. Let's leave them out this year. We'll bring them in next year. They're just starting. Like, it's, as he said, it is BS because they're an older team, Edmonton, and two teams that started to push for the CanPL. You guys get a green light to go in to try and get this.
Right.
But the other 7 teams starting from scratch, the other 4, sorry, come on.
Right.
Have some realism.
Peter, you want to weigh in on this?
It'd be nice to have it a bit more expanded. At the very least, not have it 2 different leagues so that you're fighting for 1 or 2 spots between 30 different clubs and such. I get why they want to stick it to 16, but it just doesn't make sense, and you don't really know how everything looks after. You usually have 1 Costa Rican team in there, then the 4 Mexican and the 4 MLS clubs, Canadian or American that are usually in there. So
I don't think he understands the question.
No, it's okay. He's going. It's all good. Keep going,
Let
Peter.
him go. Come on.
I'd like to think that. Oh, you're talking about availability of clubs from CPL to actually go in.
So, what they were alluding to is that, based on their records, the 3 best were then selected to go play. They were selected to go. Hold on. Time out.
But
They went.
It's gonna be so complicated.
No, hold up. So the 3 with the best record were selected to go to CONCACAF League to then maybe go to Champions League. So, but the thing is that it was so last minute, and so crunch time. That's what I was told. You guys want to add some clarification or what?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I'm just wondering.
But he's
why...
wrong. That's not what happened.
So,
Okay.
Anton, these 3 teams were picked.
They were the only ones who were able to maybe qualify. They weren't considered in CONCACAF League. They were given a chance. Only these 3
So
out of the
those
7
3 teams could have been at the bottom of the table, and one of them still got in. So Calgary could have been running the table. Forge was in 5th place, and Forge would still get in, but Calgary had better stats.
Yeah, no matter what happened, Calgary was never going. Only 1 team of the 3 they selected.
So they picked 3 and said, "Yeah, one of you 3 get to go."
So, but that's why I was asking earlier if they were handpicked, and then you said no.
Did we? No, I thought we said yeah. They were.
No,
they were
I heard. I heard no.
Anyways, all the viewers are going to enjoy this great fuck up. Hey, it's the CONCACAF episode, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We have to have a mess at some point.
Yeah, there we go. It's in the theme. See, it's not a mess. It's a theme.
Okay, so from scratch, go from the beginning. They were 3 randomly picked teams.
So if that's the case,
they weren't
then
random. They thought they had reason for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they picked 3. Then what?
And then the team with the best record out of those 3 went to CONCACAF League.
Then?
And then if they finished in the top 6, then they would have went to Champions League.
Aha. Okay, now go, Peter.
I think the level of confusion about the setup itself pretty much speaks for itself.
There we go.
This was just a 1-year thing. It's not going to be like this forever.
No, it's just a 1 year.
It was a
thing.
last-minute decision.
Yeah.
I really hope the viewers are entertained by this. Anyway, and finally, El Presidente, Jessica.
I believe CPL should have earned their spot and waited until they finished their first season. And I think every team that is in the CPL should have had an opportunity to get that 1 spot instead of just having 3 teams chosen and then as everybody was saying, the one that had the best record got to move on. I think everybody should have a chance to earn that spot.
And the sound of reason in a president. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, speaking of which, Jessica, on to question number 3. So, should the CONCACAF Champions League adapt the home and away knockout situation, meaning no round robin whatsoever?
I guess this kind of goes with what we've previously discussed in some of the other. I guess it all depends. If there's 2 legs, that's a lot of soccer to be played. I honestly would prefer just the one single knockout.
Okay.
Stage.
Peter?
It's difficult to say because if you only have one match, then would it just be random draw of who gets the home match? So
Right.
that would be the only discrepancy, is that, if you pick stuff out of the hat, then, you kind of have that
Right.
handicap,
Absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah.
So
for
that
sure.
would be the only difference.
Right. Brendan?
Because of the size of CONCACAF, I get where people are coming from the round robin, but I want to see the home and away. I think if you if you're able to play in these games, I think it's only fair. So to have your fair amount of home games, if I'm doing this correctly, it would be an odd number, no. Eventually, yeah.
Right.
I think I like the home and away, and I think it should maybe make its way there, but they need more money for that to happen.
Okay. And Steph?
I'm going with the home and away, just as the old Champions League in the old European Cup. Just simple. At least with home and away, you have an idea of your costs for travel. Round robin is nice to see the other teams come in and have a go at them. But again, the region does not have that much money. Like States has money, but the thing is, the demand isn't there to justify spending the money.
Right.
So I'm for the home and away, but again, we just had the confusion the last question. So if we're going to do that, we have to set up rules, guidelines, and stick to them, because I don't know how many times the CONCACAF Champions League's changed its format.
All right. So, Peter, here we have, as you know, the Voyageurs Cup, and all 3 Canadian-based MLS teams participate in the tournament. So do you think it would be wise for those same Canadian teams to be, quote-unquote, forced to compete in the American competitions, just like what the Welsh do with the FA Cup?
I don't necessarily think that should be forced. That would be the decision for me of the clubs whether they would want to have that. And I feel like just because MLS that has that kind of Napoleon complex, I guess, on the rest of the leagues around here, that they would want to do the Voyageurs Cup instead, because I feel like it would be easier to get the trophy there, which, we'll see after a couple of years of CPL existing whether that stays the case. But I know if I were one of those clubs, Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal, I'd probably rather have the Voyageurs.
Okay. Jess?
Don't know enough to actually answer this question. I couldn't really think of anything.
That's okay. Brendan?
Of course, I think they should definitely compete with the MLS sides in the U.S. Open. The only reason they would want to compete for the Voyageurs Cup is because it is the easier way in, and it's their only way in. To be fair, though, I think if they were to compete in the U.S. Open, if they were to win the American table, then they should also the MLS Cup or whatever the fuck their playoffs is. Either way, if they join the U.S. Open, then they should be able to qualify all the other ways like the rest of them. But no, I don't think they should be competing in the MLS and then doing the Voyageurs Cup, just because the only reason I'm saying it is because of their mentality about it. It's because to them it's their easy way in, where to us it's actual games that we care about. They don't give a fuck about it until the finals.
All right, Steph.
Yeah, Brendan's on the money again. I'm following his suit. So no, it's look. So Toronto won the treble, right? They won the cup. They won the Shield. They won the Voyageurs Cup. Great. That's amazing. Guess what? It didn't matter. Only winning the Voyageurs Cup mattered to get to CONCACAF. So what's the point of Canadian teams working that hard in the MLS even if they win all these things, they get nothing out of it? There's no point. If your goal is CONCACAF, then there's no point in giving a shit about playoffs in the MLS. Just to win just run the table on the Voyageurs Cup every year.
Okay, so Brendan, the United States has 4 spots available in the CONCACAF Champions League. So, Supporter Shield, MLS Cup, Open Cup, and other conference final winner. So should one of these spots be given to the USL, do you think?
Hell fucking no. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Who submitted that question? Why should the USL side compete with the MLS? What the fuck? No. What, should England second division side be fucking thrown in there? Win the fucking US Open, then we can talk about if you're good enough to be anywhere. Fuck off.
All right, to Stefan.
Well, let's face it. Oh, so the other conference winner gets in. So you lost the MLS Cup final. Well, you know what? Here's a prize. You lost. Here's a prize for losing. Like, at least give the USL Championship winner a spot in the champions, the CONCACAF League at least. Get them in the bloody tournament. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with North American mentality to give losers a prize?
Amen.
Oh, you suck this year. You know what? Here, we're going to let you pick one of the best up-and-coming athletes because you suck. You suck. You suck. Guess what? Back in the line. Grow up.
Well, to be
Sorry,
fair,
it's always
all
been
those
annoying.
college players go down to USL anyway because none of them are good enough to even compete with.
Yeah.
The MLS draft
main
is another
league, so-
topic. Like, it's such a joke of a fucking.
Oh, God.
No,
That's not even- Okay,
no,
here we go.
no,
Hold on.
Oh,
Not-
are you telling me the MLS draft is legit a
No.
good thing?
No. Not the MLS draft specifically. Drafting, like in any sport, is horrible. It's
Yeah, but the MLS draft is the worst out of all of them.
One job I had, order picking, and I had done a 10-hour shift. I woke up, walk out of the bedroom, go into the living room. Anton goes, "Hey, Steph, it's MLS draft day." This is me. Yay.
That's a fact that did happen.
I don't get, so yeah.
Jess,
The
My
teams don't
answer
even
is
care.
no. Just no.
just no?
Yep.
Point final? Okay, cool. Peter?
Yep.
Well, I'm biased because I'm still a supporter of a USL club, but
Whatever.
I'd
Let him
say-
go.
I'd say the CONCACAF League. I think that would open the door, but I don't think that should be at the expense of one of MLS's spots. To be honest, because like what was said before, if
Mhm.
they actually went down and won the US Open Cup, if somebody in USL did that, that'd be one thing. But,
Right. Right.
it's,
It is what it is,
they
right?
haven't proven themselves yet.
So, Stefan, in
Yeah.
2018, Toronto FC lost to Chivas Guadalajara in penalties after 2 legs. CONCACAF had changed the rules to omit extra time and head straight to penalties right before the final round. In your opinion, was this fair or just underhanded?
I think it's just more CONCACAF fucking it up. But I think they would have done it regardless who was in the final.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think it's underhanded.
Okay.
You set a tournament, you set the rules. You're changing the goalposts in the middle of the game.
Right.
Okay, we're starting this tournament. This is the rules throughout the tournament. You know what? It's the last game and TV rights. You know what? We're just going to get rid of this. No. You don't tell the kitchen who's been working over a 7-course meal all day. By the way, guys, you know what? Due to the time, we're only going to have 5 courses. So all that work you've done making the 7-course meal, gone down the drain. Now you got to figure out which meal you get rid of. Personally, I get rid of the soup and salad dish. But
Just
Very elaborate thing.
welcome to my explanations. I have a story within a story to tell a story.
Yeah, I thought that was my job.
Oh, Jessica.
I kind of have to agree with Stefan. No matter what, they would have changed whoever was in the final. They would have changed it anyways. But you're having a tournament, so it's playoff style. So I think there should always be extra time before you go to penalties. I'm known for saying I hate penalties, but if it's a tournament and you need to figure out a winner, go to extra time and then penalties.
Well, I'm a fan for penalties. Anyway, Peter.
I'm with Jess on that one. I think consistency is everything, really. You know, if you're going to skip right to penalties the whole tournament. If you're going to have have extra time the whole tournament. But, you know, if you're going to switch it right in the middle like that, it's dumb.
And Brendan.
I hate TFC. I hate penalties. So when they lost, I was pretty happy. But if you're asking an Englishman to be sorry that you lost on pens, I do not give a shit. Let's talk about history here. Okay. Honestly, though, was it wrong of them to change it last minute? Yeah, I can see that. But I also get why they did because, you know, Steph said TV rights. And, you know, CONCACAF isn't small. The traveling is pretty fucking big for them. You come all the way up to Canada to lose like that, and or wherever if it's Toronto going on to Mexico, whatever. I don't care. Fuck TFC, and move on.
Okay. Well, we're sticking to you, Michael. So, not Michael, Brendan. Sorry.
You're gonna get shot by him one day. You know what?
I see the bullet coming through the screen.
The funny thing is, we all have names on our screens.
I know, because I switched to the question screen. My bad. So, Brendan. So due to the size and income of CONCACAF region, which is fucking large, would the CONCACAF Champions League work better as a single knockout tournament in a set area like the World Cup?
When I read that question, I was like, that's actually very compelling. I wouldn't be against it. I would like to see how it would run from like time to time, like just see how it happened. I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. I think it would give everyone in the summer something like real, like right before the season starts or whatever, because they, CONCACAF. I think it could be really, I think it'd be actually really interesting if they were to do something like that. And you know, with the world the way it's going, who says they won't do that next year? So
absolutely. All right, Connecticut, let's go, Peter.
That's not a bad idea, and not to drop hints or anything, but I think there's at least 5 good soccer pitches within the greater Hartford area, especially if you have a 40,000 seater in Rentschler Field. That could be a good spot for a final. So, you know.
Cool.
Wink, wink.
Cool.
So there's a proposal being written up by Peter, apparently.
We tried for the Blue Jays and that went south. So, you know.
Oh man, don't. Jess and I support. Oh no, no. Anyway, speaking of which, Jess.
Yes. My answer would be yes. I would love to see how it would work out.
Cool. And are you okay with the Jays going down to Buffalo?
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't consider going to Buffalo in the first place.
I don't know either.
And Stefan?
I'll call that a foul ball on that comment. But, I agree with Brendan. I should be against it because I enjoy midweek games. But the thing is, one, do the fans have the money and the time? We don't have that huge fan base that Europeans teams do. And we don't have that huge fan base as Mexicans teams do. Let's face it. So having having a tournament in the off season for us or for during their time, that's going to be a big hiccup to work around. Well, come on, Don Garber wants to have the winter schedule. Yeah, dear Don Garber, please come to Montreal in January.
Just give it a shot. Just once.
Yeah.
Try.
When it's minus 30 in the meadow stands. Oh, yeah. But, no, I think it's good because you see the amount of money these teams that are coming in have. Like the teams in the CONCACAF League. They don't have that much that having guaranteed we play in this spot, all we have to do is fly in there, stay there for 4 weeks and fly home. Perfect. Less travel costs to worry about. You make a deal with the hotel chain, rent a cars, whatever. But it's doable. It'll be a pain, especially with the scheduling, but it's doable.
Cool. All right, Peter, next question. In the new current format of the CONCACAF Champions League, the West Indies are only allowed 3 teams, while Central America is allowed 18. So is this a fair way to encourage the growth of CONCACAF Champions League, in your opinion?
It's a little iffy, and I'd like to say that it'd be I'd like to see an opportunity where some of these other countries outside of Mexico and the United States can build better clubs. I mean, I'll give you the example of Portmore United, which was Jamaica's champion. I mean,
don't go to Portmore. That's gang central, bud. I wouldn't even go near there.
Well, listen, I don't know these things, but anyway, they came up and did a friendly at Hartford, and they barely beat us. I think it was like a 2-1 match, like in the middle of the season. So, the talent pool is not quite there compared to some of the other clubs that you're going against in the Champions League. So, I don't know about those numbers necessarily and where they would start too, because a lot of those positions are like in the league itself to play into the Champions League, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
All right. Stefan?
So, yes, it seems very unfair considering the number of countries in each region. But then, as Peter was saying, you got to look at the skill level, and also you have to look at the cost. The Caribbean, the West Indies rely on tourism for money.
Right.
I can hear people say, "No, we have money on this." No, your real industry is tourism. Be quiet. We've done enough research. It is tourism, but until this whole COVID situation happens and that player pool grows, it's going to be a while, but maybe they might have a proper coefficient point system where you might lose points if the team sucks. So if the Central American teams overall suck, but the Caribbean teams are doing well, a spot leaves Central America, goes to the Caribbean. The question is, who does it go away from? Because at the moment, Belize only has 1 spot. And you're looking at 3 for, let's say, good teams in the Caribbean: Guyana, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominican Republic, and Jamaica.
Right.
Haiti.
Yeah, well,
Hades, their club league.
We don't talk about them.
League,
we don't talk about those Frenchies.
Hey, man.
Not after last
They
summer.
make the Gold Cup every year. Don't sleep on them.
Yeah, tell that to our team. They didn't do that last year. No, I'm not sore at all.
Have a drink. Jessica.
No, it's not really fair. But I really do think that everybody that's involved, yes, the skill level is different from every team, but it would be nice to have everybody have the same and equal amount of spots in the tournament.
All right. Brendan?
You guys are talking as if it's not different than anywhere else. If you look at Euro, the better your league, the better your country, the more spots you get. And I think that's the right way to do it. You need to show the talent in CONCACAF, and how you're going to do that by displaying the best teams. That's why CONCACAF League has developed. to let these smaller teams have a chance on making it and develop their system and bring in players that not necessarily would have signed for them, but now have the chance to play in Champions League just because they've gone through a CONCACAF League team's situation. 100% it's fair. You need to grow the sport and getting the money. And the way you do that is by showing the best talent that you have.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jesse, so do people follow CONCACAF Champions League like UEFA Champions League, watching matches regardless of who's in it? Or do they follow it like Europa League only if their team's in it?
Can't really answer for everybody else, but I'm going to answer for myself and say I've never really watched any of it. So I think if my own team was in it, then yes, I definitely would watch, but I don't really care. Haven't really watched anything.
That's okay. Let's go, Steph.
Europa League. Unless my team's in it, I don't really give a shit about it. I'm sorry. It is our tournament, but it's hard to watch when you don't have a vested interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're worried about your team actually showing up to play the rest of the fucking season.
Right.
So.
And Peter?
Like I said, for down here in the States, it's just a litmus test to remind us that an MLS club with all new signings that haven't played with each other is not as good as a Liga MX club in mid-season form. That's really all it is. So that's pretty much why you watch.
Cool. Brendan?
The only times I've really watched was when I watched Toronto and Montreal lose in the finals, which I fucking loved. If Ottawa was to be in it, I would watch it every game probably. But absolutely nowhere near as it the Euro standards, and never will we get there, I don't think.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Anton, do you
Yeah.
remember the year that Toronto was already going through and they just ran over Dallas like 6-0, 7-0
I think I remember,
in the
yeah.
round robin? And I think
Mhm.
Guzman and a bunch of the boys got arrested for like drinking inappropriately. I gotta look into that, but I remember that story.
All right, Peter. So now this question came from obviously a Impact supporter who is here in Ottawa. Shout out to Mathieu. He says, nicest goal in CONCACAF Champions League for a Canadian team is Impact's Cameron Porter in 2015 against, is it Pachuca? Yeah,
Pachuca, yeah.
Agree or disagree?
That's a good call. I'm going to shout out the guy from Montreal that I know, Dimitri, and I'm going to agree with him. It's hard to top that.
All right. Brendan, I know you don't give a shit about Montreal, but, you know.
No, but I watched that game, and when I watched that game, it shattered me. I was like, fuck, nothing might have a chance. Thankfully, they didn't. But the scenes in Montreal were absolutely mental, and that is something I give mad respect for. But if I remember correctly, and correct me if I am wrong, they did so bad this season that year, they were having troubles just getting their fucking regular season tickets off. But then they were doing 60,000 no problem in Champions League. So it does speak volumes of what Champions League can be.
Well, and it also, I mean, it's a reflection of, I don't think it's just an Ottawa thing, definitely a Canadian thing. And Peter, you can speak for America if you want, but here it seems like, you know, if you do well in one area, fans are going to show up and they're going to fight over tickets and the place is going to be packed. Whereas if they're lacking in regular season or in the tournament, one or the other, then they're like, you know, here, you want my ticket? Like, I don't feel like going, you know what I mean? So anyway, my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I lost my place. Oh, yeah. Stefan.
I didn't watch it, so I can't say yes or no. But to be fair, most of the goals I've seen scored in CONCACAF tend to be meh. So I'll go with the yes. It was great because even if Brendan's going say it was decent, chances are it's decent.
Well,
So
the goal itself wasn't decent. Just the scenes that Montreal created was decent.
yeah. So I'll go with all right. It could because I've seen a lot of garbage goals. I've never seen a goal in CONCACAF that I've watched where I'm like, ooh, that was good. It's like, oh, look, there the ball went in the net. Okay, we're winning. Yay.
And Jesse.
I can't say yes or no because I didn't watch it, so I'm not really going to answer this question.
That is completely fine. That is totally good. I don't care. But this one was just random, and it was from someone who's really active in our group chat who normally doesn't submit a question, and he finally did. So I was happy. I was going to throw it in no matter what. Anyway, we're down to the last one. So as usual, I want to say thank you all for your time and for participating. Peter, especially for being our guest this week. So
Always a pleasure.
to Jessica, if Atletico Ottawa made it to CONCACAF Champions League, how many people would show up to watch a game against a Liga MX side like Club America, and how many of those would be Mexicans?
I honestly have no idea how to answer this question.
No percentages, no
No.
guesses.
No, I'm not going to take a guess.
Forget it. Just Blue
Yep.
Jays and Buffalo, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Peter.
Well, I was told at the Senate when I went to Ottawa that the atmosphere was going to suck, and then 5,000 people showed up. So, I'm not going to question necessarily that a lot of Ottawa people were just going to sit idly by. I think there could be a good crowd, but at the same time, people like fans of Club America, they travel. So
Yes.
wouldn't be shocked if there would be a good amount of people from the roadside.
To Brendan.
So I think the biggest thing that's indecisive about this is we haven't seen the Atletico crowd yet. Jeff Hunt keeps on talking about how it's going to be bigger than the Fury, and we've yet to see that. And I believe Hunt can do this. If there's anyone in Ottawa who could do it, it's definitely him, and I have a lot of faith into him.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe the crowds will be bigger compared to the Fury. Definitely if we are winning. Definitely if we make a Champions League spot. So I think on that own, I think we could probably, when we had the Rangers come in and we didn't have any idea of what the crowd was going to be like either, we were at 10,000. When we made the semifinals against Minnesota, it was 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like Pete was saying, with the Mexican clubs, they do have traveling fans. They will come up. So I don't think it's hard for me to say that we could probably see a very decent from 15 to 20,000 people at TD Place if we were to make it to that point.
Right.
Because of everything involved and the amount of Mexicans that would be there would probably be fucking 60-70% of them. Like, let's be honest.
Well, I don't know if these people, totally different country, but I don't know if they support Club America, but it's like during World Cup time, all these Colombians just show up in the streets. That's like the majority of the shirts that I see in Ottawa is Colombian shirts. And I'm like, wow, where the hell have you been? Like, I wonder sometimes. But Stefan, final word.
Colombians.
You got to get them on board. Got to say, hey, come to our games and stuff.
That's facts.
Oh,
facts.
We try. We just told it's not that good, so they ignore it.
With Atletico being in now, I think there's a good chance we could start seeing a lot more people start turning up.
Yeah. So we will get a good crowd, but there will be at least 3 to 4 buses. Because if you look at the numbers from past kind of Mexico games at BMO Field or BC Place, like the amount of we've had at least 2 Canada women's game out at Vancouver, and a large portion were Mexican fans. Like, they will travel to support their team, their club. It could just be, I'm Mexican and I don't have a rivalry with them, and I want to watch the game, so I'm going to go. Now, if there's a rival, they'll jump on board and wear the red and white. But with a hint of blue and say, "Go Ottawa, yay!"
Mhm.
Fuck you guys. Yeah,
Right.
that sort of mentality.
Well, that brings us to the conclusion of episode 17 of Boots and Scarves, the CONCACAF very, very messy episode, and I have to commend Peter for his participation and his willing to just jump in the conversation and just let it fly. You know what I mean? So salute to you,
No
Peter.
better episode than the CONCACAF episode to see a good hockey.
What was it? Between the Sticks, you want to plug in where we can follow you?
Yeah, it should be. There are a few episodes that are out there. I haven't done a lot in a long time. In fact, there's an episode with some people from Austin FC that I still have not even touched. You know, things have been so busy, even in COVID times. So,
Right.
But there are episodes that you can see on SoundCloud and on Apple Podcasts if you tickle your fancy at all. And
Cool.
you can follow me at Matt Keith from JS Camp on Twitter, at Pete Garcia Photo on Instagram, and just enjoy life, my guys
Awesome.
and gals.
Thank you. And Jess, you want to plug in our stuff?
Yes. You can follow us on Twitter at Boots and Scarves, Bytown Boys, at Bytown Boys. Facebook group is Bytown Boys SC. We have a page and a group. And Bytown Boys is working on, has something in the works. And in the next few weeks, I will finally be able to give details on that.
And it is a cool
One other
surprise.
thing to plug.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. There's a t-shirt drive going for the Equal Justice Initiative. It's a great organization that's helping out with some of the stuff that's going on down here in the States. So I do have color schemes for every club in the U.S. and Canada, including Atletico Ottawa. So that link should be on all my social.
Sweet.
Yes, we were tagged in that on Twitter. I saw it.
Yep.
So once again, that brings us to the end of episode 17. And the reason why I'm talking is because I'm trying to place the stop record button. So thank you all once again. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Jess. And of course, thank you, Peter, once again. Hope we keep in touch. Hope we see you soon. And, good luck while COVID is still out there and forcing us to stay indoors. But hey, now we started up our show again, so something positive. Anyway,
yeah, thank you guys.
Episode
Take
17 done. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.